Set us free. Set us free. Set us free. Set us free. In this dark hour of need. Light our way back home, coming in from the cold, and we'll be.
Hey, good evening. This is Andy. Listen, I'm excited to be with you this morning and this evening. And as you can see, I'm back in my office, putting in the late hours, trying to keep some customers updated after hours so I don't interrupt their work week or their work day. Anyway, and I had just a few minutes while this server is doing its last round of updates that I wanted to come on and talk about updates. So it's pretty important that you keep your devices updated, whether we're talking about your phone or your tablet or your laptop or your computer, your Mac, whatever it is. And there's some reasons why we want to talk about keeping things up to date. I'll tell you what, let me minimize this thing so that you don't see the reflection in my glasses so bad. There we go, that's better. Anyway, so let's talk about it real quick because I want to finish this up and get home to my queen. Okay, a lot of the updates that we get, not all of them, but a lot of the updates that we get for our devices, for Windows, for whatever, have so much to do with security flaws or bugs that they may have found or someone has reported to them or whatever, that they want us to keep the updates coming so that we're updated against the security things, the flaws or bugs or whatever they might be. Now, I understand some people are saying, no, they just want to make me spend more money or they want to exploit my system, whatever. Let me tell you, in my opinion, and the opinion of so many technicians and IT professionals like myself, keep your systems up to date to help keep the bugs away. Kind of like the apple a day thing, right? Anyway, so now here's the good news and the bad news all at the same time. You should make sure that you've got a backup just in case the system fails during the update. So if you're not using, I've talked about it before, but if you didn't hear me, if you're not using a backup, you should use a backup. Now it can be something as simple as an external hard drive attached to a USB controller. It can be a flash drive if you don't have that much data. It can be a service like Carbonite, which is what I use, so that my PC is, that one, is backed up all the time on Carbonite. Now, you could also have an in-office or in-home cloud, which is what I have on the PC we're talking on. This computer gets backed up. First off, it's got a RAID system inside of it, which means that it's spanning the data across multiple disks, so that if one disk fails, the other disks can pick up. That's backup number one. Backup number two, it's also backed up to my Google Drive. That's backup number two. Backup number three, it's backed up to another server in my office. So I've got some super redundancy in case something happens with this computer. And if you remember, sometime back, I want to think it was about in October, one of my drives failed inside of the computer. And it wasn't such a big deal. As soon as I got the replacement in, I was back up and running in just a couple hours because I keep reliable backups. But I'm not here to talk about backups. I'm here to talk about updates. Before you let the big updates happen, please make sure you have an adequate backup. Something that if you lost your whole computer, that you could be up and running with your critical data again in just a little bit of time. Okay, now we've said that. Here's a key thing to know. Microsoft releases their backups typically on Tuesday nights. So, what does that mean? If you want your backup, their updates. If you want your update to happen automatically, then you need to make sure that your computer is on and that it's awake, not set to sleep mode, and that it's not on battery. So if it's a laptop, it needs to be plugged in. So on, awake, and plugged in, and left on overnight. Because if it's off, if it's asleep, it's not going to get the update. So that's one of the things I tell my clients, or I suggest to my clients, is to make sure that your computer is on and awake, meaning it doesn't sleep, because you know when it goes into sleep, it goes into power save mode or hibernation. We don't want that to happen. It needs to be on, fully operational, and awake, and if you have a battery backup, put on the battery. But anyway, it needs to be plugged in if it's a laptop, so that it can automatically get the update that typically happens on Tuesday nights. And then Wednesday, the first thing you probably want to do Wednesday morning when you get on or the next time you get on your computer on Wednesday, is to do a reboot. Now, sometimes people just want to do a restart. Honestly, I'll tell you, shut the thing down, walk away, get a glass of water, drink the whole glass of water, then turn your computer on. You need the water, and your computer needs the rest. Anyway, so that's what you need to do. That's our talk for this evening. Make sure that you are updating your systems, all of your systems, servers, computers, laptops, tablets, phones. Heck, even my watch has to get an update every now and then, and my earbuds. Just do the update. You'll be glad you did. Especially if you have an IoT device and it controls, I don't know, your air conditioning unit. You definitely want an update on that thing, because what if somebody, I'm not saying it happens, it has happened, but what if somebody were to hack into your IoT device and reset your thermostat for you without you knowing about it, and you come home the next morning and it's 50 degrees in the house, either because they turned your air way down or they turned your heater off? That wouldn't be so fun. Keep your stuff updated. Okay, while we're at the updates, if you have a router in your house and you know how to take care of the updates, do a backup first, do the update. If you don't know how to handle the updates on your router, talk to a computer pro, somebody that has done it and that will back it up, do the update, and then have the backup just in case it fails. That way your firewall, which is intrusion protection coming into your house over the internet, all of that stuff is up to date and you are more secure at your house. All right, I'm going home. The server just finished. I did the reboot while we were talking. It's done. It's time for me to get home. I hope you have a fantastic evening. Happy Tech Tuesday to you. Tomorrow is Wealth Wednesday. Please be a blessing to somebody. And once again, I'm going to tell you like I tell you all the time, everybody that you know and love, you should be telling them that you love them and that you appreciate them, because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. We know that. We're also not guaranteed that somebody that we know and love isn't going to wake up on a ventilator and is unable to communicate. And then they're all alone because right now nobody can be in the hospital with them. That happened to some friends of ours. And thankfully he recovered 100%. Can you believe that? He was on a ventilator for I don't know how long, but I'm thankful he's awake and he's out of the hospital and he's back home and harassing his wife, girlfriend, whatever. So, if you know anybody like that, make sure you tell them you love them, you appreciate them. If you know anybody at all that's breathing, make sure you tell them that you love them, you appreciate them, because there may not be a chance to do it again. Anyway, by the way, every now and then, God gives me a word that just, resonates with me, and sometimes I think it might resonate with others. And that's what my cover pick was today, so you'll get to see it on the way out as we listen to Look At You Now. I hope you have a fantastic day. Be blessed. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Set us free, set us free, set us free, set us free in this dark.